How do you get motivated to produce all your videos? Sometimes I find myself lacking motivation, and I'm like, ah, I'm just getting. You know what it is? As an entrepreneur, it's hard to. It's hard because there's nobody. Everybody wants to work for themselves. Everybody wants to quit the 9 to 5 and work for themselves. But then you realize that the 9 to 5 is literally turns from 9 to 5 to 24 hours a day. Not that you work 24 hours a
Yeah.
day, but you. The great thing about being an entrepreneur, and I know you can probably relate to this, is like you can work from anywhere, but the downside of that is you work from everywhere. So how do you get motivated to like stay focused and be like, all right, this is the content I'm going to put out this week?
That's a good question. Yeah, we're the only types of people that will stop working 40 hours a week. So, or we'll work 80 hours a week so we don't have to work 40.
Exactly. Like I'm
Yeah,
always
yeah, yeah.
working. Like there's never a point where my phone doesn't ring or I get a
hmm
text message or a DM or something. And it's hard to turn it off because I do like what I do. So it's not like it doesn't feel like work, but then you realize like, damn, I work all the time.
Yep. My wife and I talk about this all the time, achieving work-life balance. And so, how do I get motivated? That one is the easy one for me. How do I find balance? Is the more harder, is the more difficult. So,
Let's
how
start
do I
with
stay?
motivation. How do you get motivated? Like, let's start with that one since it's the easy one for you.
I'm talking about the things that I absolutely love and I would be doing anyway. I love talking about business. I love talking about cryptocurrency. I love talking about unique ways to set yourself up financially so that you can become financially immortal.
Yeah.
I fucking love that shit. And I will talk about it all day long. I'll talk about it on the phone with my friends. I'll talk about it at dinner. I don't care.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's natural for me to sit down in front of the computer and turn the camera on and just start recording and ranting about a certain subject. Now, Um, the other part, finding work-life balance, is a little bit more difficult because it's something that I love, and so I have to physically force myself to disconnect, like ignore all emails and social media for the weekend, or at 4 o'clock, I'm not going back on. But it's always easier said than done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Easier
Sometimes you
said than
say
done.
that and then you're like, oh, there's nothing going on right now. Maybe let me just go to work a little bit. That's what
Yep.
happens
And
to
then
me
all
at
of a sudden
least.
you're in your office for another 4 hours. It's 2
Yeah.
a.m. You're waking up late the next day, and you're like, "Fuck, dude."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess
Yeah.
it's good that you're doing something you enjoy doing. I guess that's the secret to life, right? Like the secret to life to me isn't financial. Yeah, that's a benefit. But the real secret to life to me is like doing what you like to do. If you find yourself working 80 hours a week and you don't realize you're working 80 hours a week, like that's a good part of life.
No, I agree with you, and I think a lot about the secrets to life, Bruce. I do, and for me, I've distilled it down to meaningful relationships and meaningful work. Those two things are the utmost importance to me. Notice how money's not in there because it's
Yeah.
not. Money is irrelevant. It's just energy, man. It's an instrument of change. It's not going to make you feel one way or another, but it will allow you to buy back your time, and your time will allow you to have more freedom to
Yeah.
pursue meaningful work and meaningful relationships.
Yeah.
So I try to spend more. If I know that I'm spending a ton of time on meaningful work, I try to consciously, like I have it written down in my journal every day, to spend time on my relationships and my development. And sometimes that helps suck me out of it, but blessing and a curse, dude.
Yeah.